Howling time. What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of It's Howling Time with the Howling Wolf. Here we're going to be giving you selections for February 1st, 2020. I'm going to be giving you the 3 tracks, stakes races for points for the Kentucky Derby. I'm going to be giving you Gulfstream, the HOLYBULL Grade 3. At Aqueduct, I'm going to be giving you the Withers Grade 3. And at Santa Anita, I'm going to be giving you the Robert B. Lewis Stakes Grade 3. First, let's start off. I'm going to be giving you each race. I'm going to be giving you my 2 top selections plus my horse to watch. So we can see how it ends. After each race, I'll recap my selections for you guys to have them written down. However you guys keep it listening and all that. So, for the first race, it is going to be at Gulfstream Park, race 11. The HOLYBULL Stakes, grade 3, going a mile and 1/16 distance. For a purse of $250,000 in Derby points. We got a field of 7 running. We got your morning line favorite, which is going to be the number 3. Tis the Law at 3-5. For my top selection, I'm going to be going with the number 4. Eat Indy at morning line odds at 6-1. It's by Summerfront out of a Miz-Mass mare. Last time ran on December 20th at Gulfstream Park on a fast track going a mile distance for allowance optional claiming $75,000. Came in first by 2.5 lengths. Had to drift off and steadied and cleared off the field into the strat to that turn. The time before that, it ran on October 6th at Keeneland on a firm turf going a mile and 1/16 distance. In the Bourbon Stakes Grade 3 for $250,000 purse. Came in 8th by 5 1/4 lengths. Had to go into 6th path in the quarter pole and right into the stretch was gaining some ground, but not enough to come up in the money. The last race before that, it was on September 13th at Gulfstream Park on the turf, on a firm turf, going 5 furlongs for maiden special weight $60,000. Came in first by a neck. Was rallied outside and into the stretch, came up right at the last minute for that win. The workouts have been on January 26th, going 4 furlongs on a fast track, then 48.80 seconds breezing, was the 6th best out of the 41 workouts that day. Then the time after that, it was at January 30th, at 30 furlongs on a fast track. Did it in 36.85 seconds breezing, was the best out of the 3 workouts that day. What I see here is getting Lucky Panici aboard, which has won aboard him the 2 times that out of the 3 races it's ran. So he knows how to position the horse well and get him into position well. The horse has been a stretch out in the step up a bit in class after winning that optional maiden claiming. Let's see if it can handle the stakes race quality horses that hopefully will show some potential. The speed should show, but will probably need to be like in stocking to mid-pack to hopefully come up late into that turn, then to the stretch to win. So again, for my top selection in the HOLYBULL Stakes, race number 11 at Gulfstream Park, it is the number 4, Eat Indy at morning odds at 6-1. Now for my second choice, it is going to be the number 7, Mayberry Deputy. Mayberry Deputy is money line odds at 15 to 1. Is by Majestic Perfection out of a proud citizen mare. The last time that he ran was on December 28th at Gulfstream Park, going a mile distance on a fast track for maiden special weight, $50,000. Came in first by 2.5 lengths, was splitting foals and cleared off right into the stretch. The time before that, it ran on November 23rd at Churchill Downs on a sloppy track, going 6 furlongs and a maiden special weight, $95,000. Came in second by 7 lengths. Had to go a bit, was stalking, then lost a bit of ground into a back stretch, then into the turn, gained the ground back, and was no match for Gold Street to come up to get that good second. Was tiring out late. Then the last race was on November 8th at Churchill Downs, going a mile distance for a maiden special weight, $95,000. Came up 8th by 11 3/4 lengths. Had the bid, was up in there mid-pace a bit, then started losing ground in the back turn into the turn. Got caved in and tired out. And that race that won was Lynn's Map. But what I see with this horse that's coming up strong, the workouts have been back in January 11th, going at Gulfstream Park, going 4 furlongs on a fast track, did it in 51.62 seconds breezing, was the 109th out of 118th workout, best workout. The time after that, it was on January 18th at Gulfstream Park, going 4 furlongs on a fast track, did it in 50.11 seconds breezing gallop, was the 81st best out of the 123 workouts that day. Then for the last one, it was on January 25th at Gulfstream Park, going 4 furlongs on a fast track, did it in 48.05 seconds breezing, was the 6th best out of the 103 workouts that day. It's getting Julian Leproux is staying aboard, has won aboard the track, around that track. Just the stretch out in distance may be a little issue. If it doesn't get tired out, you'll see this one coming up strong and late to show that it has the potential. It has good speed fractions at the mile distance, but just this little extra distance, let's just see how it can handle if it doesn't tire out fast. So that's what I see with this one, is that it needs just to be in mid-pack a bit and lay off the pace setter and just go off around that second turn to come up late into the stretch for a good gaining ground that it has. So again, for my second choice in the HOLYBULL Stakes, it is the number 7 Mayberry Deputy at moneyline odds at 15 to 1. And now for my horse to watch in the HOLYBULL Stakes. It is the number 6 Relentless Dancer at moneyline odds at 8 to 1. Is by Midshipman out of a benchmark mare. Last time ran was on October 19th at Delta Downs, going 7 furlongs, and the Louisiana Legacy Stakes going $100,000. Won at that race by 10.5 lengths. Was in hand at that final furlong. Was just pacing and pace, and then right around that turn into the stretch, just let out easy. The time before that, it was on September 27th at Churchill Downs, going 6.5 furlongs for maiden special weight $95,000, came up first by 9 3/4 lengths. Was caught up, getting up in there too. Was all the way the pace setter throughout the race, and held on and was gaining ground each as the race went longer. Got with the way it was, getting with the dead heat between Silver Slate and its Relentless Diver. Was caught at the wire just as a bit, but they were up there together. They couldn't separate them. So I see with this race, the workouts have been on January 6th at Gulfstream Park, going 5 furlongs on the fast track. It was in 1 minute, 0.78 seconds breezing. Was the third best out of the 10 workouts that day. Then the last workout after that was on January 13th at Gulfstream Park, going 5 furlongs on the fast track. Was 1 minute, 0.08 seconds breezing. Was the best out of the 10 workouts that day. Then the workout after that was on January 20th at Gulfstream Park, going 5 furlongs on a fast track. Went 1 minute, 0.56 seconds breezing. Was the best out of the 8 workouts that day. Then for the last workout was on January 27th at Gulfstream Park, going 4 furlongs on a fast track. Did it in 48.41 seconds breezing. Was the third best out of the 7 workouts that day. But what I see with this one is the stretch out and distance may be a good help, and it's getting Jose Ortiz aboard, which knows how to get horses into position well. As he sees how this horse has been running at a lower level in that last stakes race, you'll see him trying to do the same type of move or lay off a bit and maybe be in mid-pack, maybe stay outside a bit so he's out of trouble to get this horse into position to hopefully make it for an upset winner or even in the money. So again, for my horse to watch, it is the number 6, Relentless Dancer, at morning line odds at 8-1. And now for the recap for the HOLYBULL Stakes at Gulfstream Park, race number 11, going a mile and 1/16 distance. My selections are, my top selection is the number 4, Indy, at morning line odds at 6-1. My second choice is the number 7, Mayberry Deputy, at morning line odds at 15-1. And for my horse to watch is the number 6, Relentless Dancer, at morning line odds at 8-1. Now time for the second race I'm going to give you. It is to be at Aqueduct. It is the Wither Stakes, Grade 3, going a mile and 1/8 distance for a $250,000 purse and derby points. We got a field of 8 running. You got your morning line favorite, which is the number 5, Shotsky. And I'm going to give you my 2 top selections plus my horse to watch. For my top selection is going to be the morning line favorite, Shotsky. The number 5 is that odds at 2-1 is by Blame out of a Bluegrass Cat mare. Last time ran was at December 7th at Aqueduct on a fast track going a mile and 1/8 distance in the Remsen Grade 2. Came on first by half a length. Was up in there all the way through first and held on at swaying away. The time before that, it ran on October 27th at Churchill Downs, going a mile distance on a fast track in the Street Sense stakes for $120,000. Came up fourth by 2 1/4 lengths. Was up in there, was in the bid and straight and hung on to get in the tire and then tired out into that stretch. The time before that, it was on October 3rd at Laurel on a fast track going 6 furlongs. And for maiden special weight, $40,000. Came up first by 4 lengths. Was up in there for the bid and stalking the pace sitter, and into that turn, just swayed away to win it. And as the race went longer into the stretch, was spreading out. The workouts have been on January 2nd at Laurel, going 4 furlongs on a fast track, did it in 48 seconds flat, was the best out of the 24 workouts that day. Then the next workout was on January 11th, going 5 furlongs on a good track, did it in 1 minute, 0.02 seconds, breezing, was the 4th best out of the 11 workouts that day. Then the workout after that was on January 17th at Laurel, going 5 furlongs on a fast track, did it in 1 minute, 0.02 seconds, breezing, was the 6th best out of the 12 workouts that day. Then the last workout was on January 24th at Laurel, going 5 furlongs on a fast track, did it in 1 minute, 0.02 seconds, breezing, was the 12th best out of the 20 workouts that day. Well, I see with this race and the win, I believe that this horse is to be the short price favorite. It's to be lower than 2-1. But I see with this one is that at last race it ran at Aqueduct was a nice workout and a nice stretch out, the same distance, a little lower level, maybe a little easier class of horses. But you may see this one not. Maybe with this race, he'll need to just set off a pace because there's going to be a lot more horses here that may have a little bit more little pace. So he may want to lay off and be stalking and get off in there late to make a good run for the race. So again, that's what I see with this one. It's just going to maybe be a pace setter, not try to be fighting the pace with some other horses that may come up and try to take the lead early and be up there. I think that he'll need to be stalking a bit and then make the move around that turn into the stretch and go off and blow him away. So again, for my top selection in the Wither Stakes at Aqueduct, it is the number 5 Shotski at Morningline odds at 2-1. Now for my second choice, it is going to be the number 8 Portos at Morningline odds at 3-1. Is by Tap It out of a Tis Now mare. Last time ran on December 31st at Aqueduct on a sloppy track going a mile 1/8 distance for a maiden special weight, $68,000. Was able to win that race and blow him away by 10 3/4 lengths. Had to go wide a bit, but took away right around that first turn, and blew him away. So and then the last race before that, it was on November 11th at Aqueduct, go on a mile 1/8 distance for maiden special weight, $70,000. Was able to get second by 3 1/4 lengths. Was in hand and was able to hold off there. Was the pace setter. By then, got tired out into the stretch, but was in hand and was second best. Then the time before that, it was on October 5th at Keeneland, going a mile and 1/16 distance for maiden special weight, $71,000. Was able to get third by a length and a quarter. Was closing up toward the show. Was up in there. Was back. Was there in the way back and was coming up strong late to get that third into the stretch. Then the last race was on August 22nd at Saratoga on a fast track going a mile and 1/8 distance for a maiden special weight $90,000. Was able to get fourth by 3 1/4 lengths. Had to go 2 to 3 wide and then went 2 more wide in the quarter pole and was interested right till the stretch. Was coming up strong and late. The workouts have been on January 11th at Belmont Park at the training course was 4 furlongs on a fast track, did in 49.28 seconds breezing, was the 33rd best out of the 111 workouts that day. The workout after that was on January 16th at the same training course, was at 4 furlongs on a fast track, was in 49.86 seconds breezing, was the 25th best out of the 67 workouts that day. Then for the last workout was at the Belmont training course, was at 4 furlongs on a fast track, did in 51.55 seconds breezing, was the 87th best out of the 100 workouts that day. When I see with this one, it has the ability. It's getting Jose Lezcano is staying aboard. Will know how to get him into position. We'll have to show maybe with this one being a little faster track, maybe a plus to hopefully get into that a little bit more closer. May like the mud, but maybe also like this course. Just to step up in class is what's worrying me. But may be able to show the potential. Jose Lezcano knows how to get it into position. The workouts have been okay, not the best, but should be able to show the ability for even from being on the outside. Then maybe around the second turn, just get into the inside a bit to show out that it has from staying away from the trouble and get up there for a good late kick to make the runs that it usually does into that turn. So for my second choice at Aqueduct in race number 8, the Wither Stakes, it is the number 8 Portos at morning line odds at 3-1. And now for my horse to watch in the Wither Stakes. The horse to watch in the Wither Stakes at Aqueduct, it is the number 7, Vancy, at morning line odds at 8-1, is by Vitorcello out of a Wildcat mare, The last time ran on December 14th at Woodbine, going a mile and 1/16 distance on the all-weather track in the display stakes for $100,000. Was able to get first by a half a length. Held on and swayed into the driving. Was all the pace setter all the way through. The time before that, it ran in November 5th at Parks, going 7 furlongs in the Parks Juvenile Stakes for $75,000. Was able to get second by 9 3/4 lengths. Got bobbled and bumped into the rail, but was held on there for that good second in the stretch. Then the last race before that, it was on October 14th, going a mile distance at Parks on a fast track for a maiden special weight, $45,000. Was able to get first by 2 1/4 lengths. Had to go 3 wide into the lane, Had to go 3 wide and just pulled out right around the first stretch of the race. Then when the race went longer, it just took off more, but almost was losing a bit of ground at the stretch. The workouts have been on January 7th, going at Parks, going 4 furlongs on a fast track. It went 51.88 seconds breezing. was the 32nd best out of the 36 workouts that day. The workout after that was on January 13th at Parks, going 4 furlongs on a fast track. Did it in 48.01 seconds breezing, was the best out of the 13 workouts that day. Then for the last workout, it was on January 24th at Parks, going 4 furlongs on a fast track. Did it in 49.27 seconds breezing, was the 17th best out of the 68 workouts that day. What I see with this one is Junior Alvarado's getting aboard. Junior Alvarado is a 23% jockey and knows how to get horses well into place over at Aqueduct. You may see this one coming up as a long shot, but he'll probably know how to he does get long shots in there quite a bit, so you'll see him coming up late for the race, for getting this horse into position very well. So you'll see him getting up in there from running and getting those 2 first place wins and all that, and especially in doing well in 2 stakes races. But this little step up in class is what's the issue. But facing a little tougher, but may be able to show the ability late. If no issues happen and doesn't get bumped or anything, may show off to get a good placing as a good price, may even be higher than 8-1. So you'll see this one coming up strong and late, has the ability to show it at this price at 8-1. So again, for my horse to watch in the Withers, grade 3 at Aqueduct in race number 8, it is the number 7, Vancy, at morning line odds at 8-1. So the recap for the Wither Stakes, my top selection is the number 5, Shotski, at morning line odds at 2-1. My second choice is the number 8, Portos, at morning line odds at 3-1. And my horse to watch, it is the number 7, Vancy, at morning line odds at 8-1. And now for the third race. The third race is going to be at Santa Anita, race number 6, the Robert B. Lewis Stakes, grade 3, for a $100,000 purse and derby points. It is going a mile and 1/16 distance. We got a field of 6 running. Your morning line favorite is the number 2, 1,000 Words, at morning line odds at 4-5. For my top selection, I'm going to be going with the number 1, Encoder, at morning line odds at 8-1, is by English Channel out of a hard spun mare. Last time ran on December 29th at Santa Anita on a good turf, going a mile distance in the Eddie Logan Stakes. Was able to get first by half a length. Had to go 3 wide and into the turn, into the stretch, was first all the way through. The time before that, it ran on December 1st at Del Mar Park on the turf, going a mile distance in the CB Del Mile, in the Del Mar Mile for $100,000. Came up 7th by 5 1/4 lengths. Had to come out a bit and had no chance at all. Johnny Velasquez was aboard that time and couldn't show anything to get through. The time before that, it was on November 1st at Santa Anita in the going on the turf, going 5 furlongs in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Sprint. Was able to get 6th by 3 1/2 lengths. Had the steady, and then the third quarter pull, and was showing the ability down to stretch, coming up strong. The workouts have been on January 10th at Santa Anita going 4 furlongs on a fast track, did in 49 seconds handily, was the 10th best out of the 43 workouts that day. Then for the next race, the next workout was on January 18th, going 5 furlongs on a fast track, did it in 1 minute .60 seconds breezing, was handily, it was handily, not breezing. Did it in was the 9th best at 66 workouts that day. Then for the last workout, it was on January 25th at Santa Anita, going 5 furlongs on a fast track, did it in 1 minute .60 seconds handily, was the second best out of the 57 workouts that day. What I see as this one as being my top selection, it is moving to the dirt, which would be a good plus. It should like the dirt. It's getting Mike Smith aboard. Mike Smith knows how to get horses very well into position in these races. In stakes races, his horse is at, the trainer is at 23%, and for the distance, it's at 33%. So the trainer knows, John Sadler knows how to get horses well into his horses trained up well into position, and to pick the jockeys that knows how to get the horses well in there. It's in the race. Has its lifetime. It's 6-3, but has ran at San Antonio and came up for that one race and doing well at that Eddie Logan, but it was turf. But to handle the dirt should be a good class and handle it well. So again, for my top selection in the Robert B. Lewis Stakes, it is the number 1 Encoder at morning line odds at 8-1. Now for my second choice in the Robert B. Lewis Stakes. My second choice is going to be the number 5 High Velocity at morning line odds at 3-1. Is by Quality Road out of a Dixie Union mare. Last time ran at Los Alamitos December 7th in the Los Alamitos Fraternity Grade 2. Was able to get third by 5 1/4 lengths. Was their pace setter early. Then the time before that, it ran on November 16th at Delmar Park in the Bob Hope Stakes for $100,000. Went 7 furlongs on a fast track. Did it and won that race by a length and a quarter. Was angled out inside and turned gamely into the stretch. All the way through was first. Then the last race was on October 13th at Santa Anita on a fast track. Did it at 5.5 furlongs for maiden special weight $50,000. Was able to win that race by 2 lengths. Was up and stalking the pace setter, then right into the end of the finish line. Was able to draw off clear to win. The workouts have been on January 6th, going 5 furlongs at Santa Anita on a fast track, day in 1 minute .60 seconds handily, was the 6th best out of the 35 workouts that day. Then the next workout was on January 14th at Santa Anita, going 6 furlongs on a fast track, day in 1 minute 12 seconds .080 seconds breezing handily. Was the only workout that day. Then the next workout was on January 20th at Santa Anita, 5 furlongs on a fast track, did in 1 minute .02 seconds handily, was the 17th best out of the 32 workouts that day. Then for the last workout, it was on January 26th, going 6 furlongs on a fast track, did in 1 minute .12.80 seconds handily gallop, was the 3rd best out of the 6 workouts that day. With this one as my second choice, I see that it's getting Joe Rosario aboard. It's a plus. Trainer jockey combinations at 31%. Has won above the track, and the distance came up third the last time. Then with the race, it has won at Santa Anita, but it was at a lower level. With this back down to a little level, a class of level, and getting Joe Rosario. Joe Rosario should be able to know how to get this horse. Not maybe do a different type of thing. It should be able to get up there good and late. With Rosario knows how to get his horse in position. Just be stalking and maybe lay off into coming around that turn to the second turn to come up strong late. So again, for my second choice in the Robert B. Lewis Grade Stakes race number 6 at Santa Anita, it is the number 5 High Velocity at morning line odds at 3-1. And now for my horse to watch in the Robert B. Lewis Stakes. It is going to be the number 4 Royal Act at morning line odds at 15-1. Is by American Pharaoh out of a Leighton Heat mare. Last time ran at December 29th at Santa Anita on a good turf track, going a mile distance in the Eddie Logan Stakes. Came up 5th by 4 lengths. Was up in the mid-pack back and just couldn't make any room and got out-kicked all the way through. The last time it ran was on November 10th at Del Mar on a firm turf course, going a mile distance for maiden special weight, $52,000. Was first by half a length. Was up in there, came up third, then was second all the way into the turn and rebid to get that lead up in there to get that first late. The workouts have been on January 11th. Going at Santa Anita 5 furlongs on a fast track. Did it in 1 minute 01.20 seconds handily. Was the 19th best out of the 60 workouts that day. Then the workout after that was on January 18th, going 5 furlongs at Santa Anita on a fast track. Did it in 1 minute flat handily. Was the 3rd best out of the 66 workouts that day. Then for the last workout, it was on January 25th at Santa Anita, going 5 furlongs on a fast track. Did it in 1 minute 01.60 seconds handily. Was the 15th best out of the 57 workouts that day. What I see with this one, Abel Cedillo has been very well running at Santa Anita. Knows how to get horses into position well, especially ones that are big prices. Running from that Eddie Logan, it showed that he couldn't get in there and ran against Encoder, which Encoder won that race. But with this one, the workouts have been showing that it's been doing very well and should have the ability to come up strong and late. For a good price or even for the win in the money. So again, for my horse to watch in the Robert B. Lewis Stakes, Grade 3, race number 6, going a mile and 1/16 distance, it is the number 4 Royal Act at morning line odds at 15-1. So to recap my selections for the Robert B. Lewis, it is in race number 6, going a mile 1/16 distance. My top selection is the number 1 Encoder at morning line odds at 8-1. My second choice is the number 5 High Velocity at morning line odds at 3-1. And my horse to watch is the number 4 Royal Act at morning line odds at 15 to 1. And remember, when you're cashing with the wolf, it's howling time. Good luck, everyone, and let's bake in the money. I hope everyone has a great day handicapping on February 1st. Hope everyone makes their money. Good luck to everyone.